Shot my dog, I can't stand.
Hasan Piker is upset over Ludwig. Let's check this out.
I fuck with you heavily because you're not taking all these sponsors and staying brand friendly. Ludwig showed how subs and views went downhill for him after the coworker gate and Kaya gate. Yeah, I don't know why he just like came out of the gate swinging like that, only to then turn around and be like, actually, my bad. I don't think that's what happened. Making zero people happy in the process. You know, sometimes you sit on the fence and the fence shoves itself into you. Made AT&T happy? Dude, AT&T has nothing to do with... AT&T can demand a blacklisting of me from their events, but that doesn't mean that AT&T is like, you need to fucking lean into this like this growing movement that declared Hasan to be a dog abuser. What are you, crazy? No, I think he was just doing it because everyone constantly harasses him still to this day. And they kept harassing him. They said like, he's my dog, that I abuse him like I abuse Kaya. And he wanted to probably just like cut through that noise to be like, I don't fuck with this guy. I don't like this guy. It was a shock to me as well, but it certainly didn't stop people from still shitting on him all the time. It is what it is.
It was a shock to you. It was a shock to Kaya. That's who was a shock to. You got some nerve. I'm telling you, Hasan got the gall. He'll come on here and wild out. And you saying you don't care, but then you cry about it for like 35 minutes. Hasan is a fool, bro. A lying grifter as well. I don't know why you're trying to save Ludwig. Ludwig, as much as I think he's been doing his thing in streaming university recently with the whole Professor L, whatever he wants to be called. Cool. I'm not mad at that. But you definitely did flip-flop with the whole Hasan thing, and someone sent you like a personal email and now you changed your mind. That was nasty work. You should have stayed where you was at with the Hasan definitely did it, because he did. That's what it seemed like. All the proof shows that, but it does seem like Hasan doesn't ever want to take accountability for that at all.
Damn, this shit is sad. Not gonna lie. What the fuck went wrong? Politics, baby. Money, politics, more like politricks. Mass harassment campaigns that sought to isolate me from the rest of the community by consistently harassing people and punishing them for daring to collaborate with me in any capacity. Ludwig still to this day gets inundated with a barrage of attacks from some of the sweatiest fucking losers on the internet who literally claim that he's my dog. Like I dog walk him. Like he has no opinions of his own. Cause like there is a endless appetite to brigade by right-wing groups that can masquerade as like apolitical on the internet. That mask themselves, mask their politics, and there's a lot of success. We've talked about this before. There's been a tremendous amount of success in the apolitical commentary sphere of the idea that like I am peak woke, I'm wrong, I'm everything that's wrong with woke, and I'm just like a fucking huge villain, and anyone that doesn't immediately criticize me all day, every day in the same exact fucking ways that these like psychopaths obsess over are obviously in the pocket and are being blackmailed by me and shit like that.
It's pretty clear that there are certain content creators, wannabe content creators that will kiss Hasan's behind. They will go in there and act as if everything he does is perfect. like he ain't never do no wrong in his life. Meanwhile, he out here living foul, bro. They will go out there and lie for him. So I don't think it's wrong for people to start to question Ludwig's integrity when he sees something that's clearly the truth. And then the next day after he got some type of message, goes, yeah, nah, that's not really what it is. What you mean? It seemed like that's exactly what it is. But Hasan Piker will come out here and talk to us like we idiots. He talking to us like we are fools. He talked to us like we Denims and Frogan.
There's a decent chunk of the NMP community that thinks you're grooming Nick to regurgitate your talking points. Yes. Okay. One of the things that you guys have to understand because a lot of people complain in here, they're like, why do you always do politics? That's why, bro. That's why. It's like, well, part of it is because there's a lot of important shit going on in the world. Okay. So I have to do more politics than ever before. That's number one. But the other reason why I don't do as many collabs is because I just don't want to fucking bring that level of like animosity towards other random people. Everyone in this industry knows I have the most vicious fucking psychopathic stalkers. Everyone in this industry knows that no matter what happens, if you align with me in any way, shape, or form, they'll make your life a fucking living hell. And some people can handle that heat and they don't give a shit. Some people are totally tapped out of it. For most people, they're like, I don't want to rock the boat. They've had some successful initiatives in brigading with like Trash Taste podcast, shit like that.
Nah, fam. People don't want to work with Hasan because he's nasty and he does a lot of things that would be seen as demonic. That's his flow. Definitely the energy that he's bringing. I don't think it would be right to classify it as being edgy. He crosses lines on a regular basis. This dude is always violating and saying the most disgusting things, doing the most foul, disgusting things. But because he receives favoritism from certain platforms, it's okay, right? Wrong. Whether it's the nasty statements about 9/11, the racism, any of the plethora of things, the shocking of Kaya, any of these things, bro. They cross so many lines, you would think he wouldn't have a platform. Not that I'm asking for that or begging for it, but if it was someone else, a lot of content creators have lost their opportunity to create and get their stuff out there because they've crossed certain lines and didn't get the same type of grace that Hasan gets.
My hope is to simply fucking wait it out. Because eventually, when the cultural forces shift, it was really bad when Trump first became president. It was really bad between 2023, the end of 2023, 2024, and 2025. The reason for why it was really bad because the overall culture had shifted dramatically to the right. Since then, woke has made a comeback in a fairly meaningful capacity. And that's part of the reason why, since woke has made somewhat of a comeback, people are a little bit more open-minded to the things that I'm advocating for, to the things that I push for. They're a little bit more curious about it. Okay. Woke 2.0 has been on the come up. Obviously, none of this has anything to do with normies in the real world. By the way, most people in the real world like me and have nothing to do. We're talking specifically about the internet. It has a tendency to impact the normie sphere as well. But for the most part, what we're talking about is like Twitch streams, YouTube, commentary sphere, that kind of shit.
Nah, Hasan can't be serious. Nah, he's bugging out. That's crazy. Only people that like you would be the people that's following your nastiness. The ones that are egging you on, like, yeah, go out and say all of this foul, nasty, just sick, disturbed stuff. Go out there and go after people. Those are the only people that like you. All right, like, let's be clear. A lot of people hate your ass, and rightfully so. Well, for me, I wouldn't say it's hate. It's kind of like an indifference. I cover you as content because you're local and it just is what it is. But there's a lot of people that despise Hasan Piker. And I get it, though. I understand. He don't make it easy for himself.
The treatment that I received, the treatment that a lot of ridiculous smears, like calling me a terrorist and having no line of defense from my peers, none of them came out and were like, hey, this is really fucking racist. We should stop this. Like woke 1.0, that shit would not have slided. They would have never They would have never let that slide. Like if woke 1.0 in like 2020, if a bunch of prominent Twitch streamers were playing, slided. Woke 1.0, if a bunch of prominent Twitch streamers were fucking turning around playing a game called like Twitch streamer or terrorist.
Woke 1.0. This dude is different, yo. He's a character. I'm telling you, straight out of a cartoon. Woke 1.0. But then if someone calls someone woke and clowns them and makes fun of them, y'all gonna say that they wrong for that. You're gonna say that they're bullying or just being a anti-SJW. Meanwhile, you got people like Hasan out here talking about, back in woke 1.0, it used to be like it was the glory days. Like he's sitting there thinking about the Heisman trophy that he won, like he Al Bundy from Married with Children. He's like, back in my day, I've ran over 50 yards. Like no one cares about how good the woke people had it back in the day, Grandpa. We good. I found out that I was older than Hasan too. That's crazy. Not by much, right? Like I think less than a year, but still, whoa. The way that this guy acts, he's definitely out of pocket.
But yeah, there is definitely an endless amount of extremely online losers who spend every waking moment on the internet. They don't have like a lot of sound political points of view. Like they don't have like a firmly established political point of view at all. And they just simply lean into like vibes in general. And because they do that, when the vibes are right wing, when they see a lot of like right-wing brigaded comment sections, they think, oh, this is normal. This is what like the majority believes. This is what the cool kids believe. And that's how they establish their political point of view, their political worldview. But those people are very malleable. Those people have not, they have not committed to a political worldview. They're just going along with what they think the vibes are. It's actually that easy, which is part of the reason why, as I'm saying over and over again, like a lot of these people, many of you have found yourself in the alt-right pipeline back in the day for this exact same reason.
Hasan and other woke people have a habit of saying anything and everything is super alt-right when it's not. Just because you disagree with them don't mean you're on the right. Like me, right? I don't think that I'm on any side politically, none of that. I don't even vote. I think it's all just a ploy, actually. We not going to get into that. We ain't going to talk about that on YouTube. I'm going to get in trouble again. But anyway, I'm not super political at all. So someone like Hasan would automatically group me in a box and say like I'm a conservative or Republican when that's not the case. Most woke people do this. It's maybe even a tactic to try to automatically get their fans to dislike you. It's stupid.
Agitative propaganda on the right still exists. The algorithm still very much favors reactionary right-wing commentary. It's not a secret, especially on platforms like YouTube, for example, and Twitter plays a big role in this as well. So, or eventually, I played a role in your awakening, in your development, in your political development. We are there. We're definitely there. I think the broader cultural forces are shifting in our direction once again. The pendulum is swinging back. For the apolitical normies, or for the apolitical people on the internet, they don't have a well-established, developed point of view. They don't have a political perspective. They don't have the political education. They don't have class consciousness. Many of them are children anyway. And children are at the mercy of the masses. If they see a brigaded comment section leaning in a reactionary perspective, they think, oh, this is cool. This is what people are into.
Just because I'm not going around saying that I'm on any side doesn't mean that I'm not politically, I guess you could say, knowledgeable. I'm aware. I've done the research. I'm talking about even when I was like a child. In fact, I used to be an anarchist, and then I became an adult. Boom, boom, boom. No, on a serious note, I realized I guess there was a lot of political ideologies and philosophies that overall, now that I'm older, I just see that there's a lot of errors within it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that don't really sound right. Like, for one, I don't trust humans for nothing. Humans are nasty. People are just foul. So how could you possibly have a belief system where the basis would depend on everyone doing the right thing and, sharing and yada, yada, yada? It won't work. Too many nasties out here that's going to be wilding, bro. Straight wilding. Do you want to live in a world where it's like Mad Max? You want to live in a world like The Walking Dead, where Negan is running around? Now, quiet as kept. I don't mind. I'm just not sure there's a lot of other people that would be okay with that. But anyway, I got older, got smarter, took what I liked from certain things and just made my own way of thinking. You know what I mean? And I ain't the first person to be a free thinker. If that was the case, I wouldn't have all these subscribers and people that enjoy watching my content. There's a lot of you guys that are free thinkers as well. And ain't nothing wrong with that.